Welcome to the Art Baker Show, an in-depth look at the East Carolina Pirates, driving toward their goal in 1987, with ECU head football coach Art Baker. Brought to you in part by Williams Cleaners, Godwin Oil Company, The Pantry Stores, and by Atlantic Appliance. And now, the host of the Art Baker Show, Lee Moore.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Art Baker Football Show. My, oh my, what a day. First time Coach East Carolina has won a road game out of the state since 1983 when they beat Southern Mississippi. How big was this win?
Don't you think we didn't remind them of that all week? We told them that this was the game that our football team needed to turn this program around.
No question.
I'm so proud of them, I don't know what to do.
You know, did they do a lot of growing up last week?
Boy, they did a lot of growing up today, too. They had to come from behind several times today. You know, last week we were just kind of matching points there for a while, but today they had to come from behind, and boy, I tell you, they matured today.
You know what? 56 points and 32 points in 2 weeks, and offense has been maligned. What are you feeding them?
I don't know, but whatever it is, I want them to keep eating it.
Complete game win today.
You bet.
Offense, defense.
Offense, kicking game. Oh, it was great. That's the kind of game I love.
Hey, go in and dry off. We'll see you. We'll be right back with first half highlights on the Art Baker Show.
Virginia, the weather, a good crowd plus homecoming makes this an ideal place to be on a football Saturday. Tech's going to get the ball first as the Pirates elect to take it to start the second half. EC's defense is put to the test. Tech's going to reel off 13 plays covering 48 yards to the Pirates 32. A key play in the drive is a 3rd and 10 pass, a 17-yarder, and it moves the ball to midfield. 6 more plays and Kinzer's going to hit a 49-yard field goal and Tech goes on top. East Carolina gets the ball. They'll have it for 6 downs, and McKinney's 10-yard scoop is about all they do offensively. Lazito's in to punt it away, and this young man had quite a day. Tech's back to the offense. 1st and 10 at their 27. 6 plays later, Chapman finds Richardson in the right corner on a 3rd and 2 touchdown, and now the Pirates are down 10-0, and that's how the quarter will end with East Carolina battling to get back. Travis is going to get the Pirates rolling in this quarter. Let's pick it up now. On a 1st and 10 from the 40, Hunter goes to Wilson. It covers 20 yards. Hunter's going to run for 10 to the 27, and then McKinney makes a nice recovery on the loose ball. On 2nd and 5 from the 22, Simpson gets 7 yards off the right side. It's at the 1. Anthony plows in, and now right after Burleth does his thing, it's 10-7. There's 14-16 remaining, though, in the half. Tech's going to go right back at East Carolina's defense. They'll keep it for 11 plays, covering 65 yards. On a 3rd and goal at the 1, Chapman hands to Jones. He scores, and now it's Tech up 17-10. A big play defensively for East Carolina comes on a hokey 3rd and 2 at the 27. Rainbow bursts through for the sack, and Tech's going to turn the ball over. And East Carolina fumble's going to stop this drive at the 22. On a 1st down, Hunter fails to get the handle on the football. Hold the phone, though. The defense again will come to the rescue. The Pirates will get another score before halftime. Dillahunt's going to be patrolling on a Tech 2nd and 10 play. The ball's in the air. Ellis does his number. With 32 seconds remaining in the period, the Pirates will have one more chance. Hunter to Jones for 20. On a 1st down at the 44, Hunter hits Jones for 27-yard lines and run like this play.
We ran a switch pattern where I come off the numbers and run up the hash, and if the linebackers run one way, I'll just run to an open spot, and it happened for me. And
with 2 seconds on the clock, Burleth hits his 2nd of the day, this one from 34 yards away. The half will end. East Carolina trails, but they got momentum. It's 17-13. The Pirates will get it to start the second half. It is 17-13, but you've got Mo on your side, the field goal from Burleth. The way you convert with 32 seconds, you get points. The defense gives you a chance.
Lee, it was 2 weeks in a row we've done that. You know, last week we went down and got a field goal. We did the same thing today with no time, and you know, we just went out on the field, and we did. Of course, we had a timeout left this time, but I thought that gave us a great lift going in at the half. Our players went in full of confidence. And then if you remember, we came back out second half, received second half kickoff. And
well, they did everything you asked today. You know what? Everything you asked of that team today, the defense gave you the turnover when you needed it in that first half. The offense did the things they had to do. Just a quick thought on that first half, how pretty it looked from the sidelines.
Well, it was you know, we've mentioned to our players all week that this was a destiny, that we had this opportunity to play this football game, to turn this program around and get our 4th win. And when we went out there today, I think our players were expecting to be good. They were expecting to play well enough to win.
Yeah, think good thoughts, expect to win, and good things can happen. We'll be back with second half highlights right after this. We pick it up at the East Carolina 37. It's 3rd and 6. Hunter goes to Wilson for 9. Simpson in the middle for 4. Hunter pitches to McKinney. He'll get 7 and a first down, and the ball's at Tech's 43. Moody's going to collect 6 on this run, and now it's 3rd and 2 at the 35. On this nifty piece of running, Travis gets pay dirt from 35 yards away.
I don't know who it was that threw the block downfield, but when I saw him throw that block, I knew I was in. And, you know, I got a little overexcited and, you know, saw the end zone and turned around, you know, so I'm sorry everybody chased me, so I pointed my finger when I shouldn't have done that.
Burlett, though, is going to miss the point after, and it's 19-17. East Carolina goes in front. The defense shows something special on Tech's 4th and inches. Jeffries tries the left side. No gain. Say hello to number 44, Vincent Smith. This guy's playing a whale of a ball game.
I like the one-on-one competition, and when I get out here on a beautiful Saturday like this, and I see a ball carrier trying to get yardage on me, it just automatically happens for me.
Tech's going to come back to take a lead one last time. On a 2nd and 8 at the 10, Chapman goes to Borden, and it's 23-19. In the next series, Lazito's going to take his place among the stars of the game. This little beauty into the wind goes to the 1-yard line, and that was questionable. The offense hits one of its only snags of the afternoon. The quarter's going to end. East Carolina's up 23-19. Let's pick it up now. Tech's got the ball. 2nd and 13 at their own 15. Chapman back to pass. Uh-oh, Roswell Streeter, a guy who's had his share of the criticism, gets in front of the football, and many say this was a turning point in the ball game. East Carolina's got the ball 2nd and 21 at their own 26-yard line. Hunter on a screenplay that works all afternoon. This time, Timmy James is a guy who is the receiver 74 yards away from the end zone, and there he goes.
When I got it and got past the line of scrimmage, the only thing I think about then was trying to get in the end zone.
That's the Pirates' last score of the afternoon, but that's more than enough to do in Virginia Tech. It's now 32-23. Chapman rolls pass. He's hit, he fumbles, the Pirates get it, and that's the ball game. The nail has been placed in the coffin. Final score, East Carolina wins it 32-23, and they up their record now to 4-3. If you dared to try to pick a star of the game today, you would be in deep trouble.
Well, I wouldn't, because it was a real team effort. Somebody told me that Travis broke a school record, and that's great, but even Travis, I think, would agree that there were no individual stars in this game. I tell you who did a great job today were our assistant coaches in the press box and on the sidelines. They made some of the best adjustments that we've made all year. And, you know, we're very fortunate to have these men, and they're doing a great job for us, and they did today.
You just have minimized the mistakes. You've been very efficient on offense and tenacious on defense. What else do you need?
Well, that's the kind of combination you want, and then, you know, we didn't have a great day in every regard on our special teams, but we did well enough when we had to.
Yeah, and then you had that little number down here that was almost, I don't know, Coach, if it was in the end zone or not. Anyway, that defense was hungry.
The official explained the play to me and said that his momentum took him into the end zone, and so that's why they made it a, you know, then he came back out and got tackled on about the 1-foot line or whatever, but whatever, it was a great kick, and it put him in a terrible position.
Sure did, and we'll forgive that official for that play. And speaking of plays, I tell you, we got some great ones to show you in the game overview coming up next on the Art Baker Show. They know that for the entire program, I think athletics at East Carolina, this struck a real blow for them.
You know, the key word with this football team, Lee, is maturing. They have matured to the point where, you know, some of the mistakes we made out here today, we threw an interception, we fumbled the ball, or they threw a long pass, would have just crushed us a year ago. This team just shakes them off, and they just say, okay, we're going to overcome them, and they do.
I mentioned earlier, and we talked about it a while ago, the fact that you lost a key lineman, you don't know Billy Michelle for how long, and this youngster was just getting better and better.
Billy is, you know, he has just done such a great job for us, and if we've lost him for the season, it will be a terrible blow for our offensive lineman. But Billy has made a great contribution. You know, he was a guy that didn't play a lot in junior college, and when he came back to us, we finally got him in the right position, and he's an outstanding guard prospect.
Again, we mentioned Roswell's great interception. Is that the turning point?
Well, I thought Roswell made two great plays today. If you remember on a kickoff return, he made the game touchdown-saving tackle. He was the only guy, and he made a one-on-one tackle. And then the interception. And, you know, he's had his share of criticism, and I'm so happy for a young man like Roswell when he does come through and contributes to this program. He works harder than anybody on our football team, or as hard as anybody.
Talking about hard workers, you have to talk about a coaching staff. You mentioned what a great job they did today.
Well, we are very fortunate, and we had 4 new coaches on our staff this year, and Kim Brill's been talking to them. Let's go with Kim as she meets these 4 new coaches, and we learn a little bit more about them.
This year, you may have noticed 4 new faces on the ECU sideline and walking there about the stadium. Let's meet the latest additions to the Pirates staff, up close and personal. This guy gets as excited as a freshman starting his first game. Donnie Thompson, defensive line coach, says, "Hey guys, that's me."
I'm an emotional kind of guy. I think you play the game full speed. I attack life that way, and I think football exemplifies one of the environments where you got a chance to be kind of crazy and don't get arrested, that type of thing.
So why did Thompson relocate to Greenville from a big-name program at Pitt and come to a struggling one at East Carolina?
It's an enjoyment being around a person that's philosophies goes hand in hand, and you got a chance to work on a person that you really believe in, that they're doing things the right way. Not the fastest way, but the right way, and I kind of enjoy that.
While Thompson wears his emotions on his sleeve, Coach Kevin Gilbride reacts to pressure differently, both on the field and off.
Off the field, I'm fairly quiet and low-key. I enjoy reading, getting away from it, and getting my mind away from what's going on, and particularly some of the troubles we've had the past couple of weeks.
Yes, football is his chosen profession, but looking back, there may have been another road to travel.
I knew I wanted to be involved with teaching somehow and working with young people. The thing that I didn't know was what medium that I would choose. And ironically or somewhat surprisingly, I was choosing between working in special ed or going into coaching. And I think the reason that both of them were appealing to me is that I enjoy the people you're dealing with being very enthusiastic, and I think both athletics and the special ed kids are very responsive and very pleased with anything you show them. They're encouraged by any type of support you display to them, and I enjoy that, where what you're doing seems to have an impact.
Did he say impact? Steve Schenkweiler is impacting the ECU program both mentally and physically.
We've got to do things to make sure it's still a game for the kids. And what I try to do is spend most of my time trying to make the game it's hard to make it enjoyable, because the only way you can make it enjoyable is to win. But if you can put your kids in situations where they understand that football is merely a part of their life and not their whole life, then I think that you can do a lot for them. So from a philosophy standpoint, I've always kind of taken the approach that football is kind of a means to an end, that you surround yourself with quality people, and both in your coaches and your players and your support staff. And if you do that, in the long run, you'll win. My mother once told me, she said, the reason why I got into coaching was I refused to grow up. And I think there might be some truth to that.
There's nothing wrong with that. And now, let's meet Chuck Driesbach, an assistant coach who found working with this staff to be a natural adjustment.
Well, I think as an assistant coach, you always have to adjust your philosophies to the head coach, which has been very easy because Coach Baker's very knowledgeable coach in the offense and got a lot of great ideas, and I've adjusted real well to that. My background basically is a defensive coach, and I think maybe I've been able to help a little bit by being able to tell what some of the defenses may be thinking on trying to defend the trap option.
These four, coupled with last year's returning coaches, make up the staff which is guiding the Pirates to their best season since 1983. For the Art Baker Show, I'm Kim Breel.
You know, you've told me earlier this year that one of the things you felt you were going to be a strong suit in was your coaching staff.
Right. I think it, you know, the chemistry of a coaching staff, like the chemistry of a football team, is vital. And this football staff, you know, we have some arguments, you know, about what we should do and how we should do it, and everybody has a different idea. But what we end up, I'm always the arbitrator, and I have to settle those arguments. But they come up with some great ideas, and I just can't say how well they did today. And of course, you know, we're glad to have these coaches in town and their families. They mean a great deal to our program because we're all one big family.
Okay, Coach, we'll be right back with more on the Art Baker Show.
Williams Cleaners, Wilmington's cleaner for every season. Since 1941, Williams Cleaners have taken a little extra care, a little extra time to do every cleaning job just the way Wilmington wants it. Shirts, alterations, dresses, suit lapels, rolled pressed just right, exclusive adjusted drapery cleaning, professional, industry-trained personnel. Williams Cleaners. No specials, no coupons, just the best cleaning job possible every single day.
With the cost of living today, our heating bill is a concern. By using oil
here, and it's the road again next week going south to Columbia, an area that you'd love to go down there and come away with a win.
Well, as you know, that's my home, and I coached 6 years in high school there in Columbia, and we try to recruit a lot of those players in South Carolina, and so we know all about them. We know about Todd Ellis, and right now he's probably throwing the ball about as well as anybody in the country, and we got our hands full. We saw enough of him last year, but right now I'm going to enjoy this one, but I guarantee you our players are looking forward to this game, and we're going to go down and give it best we got, and we'll see how things come out.
The South Carolina Gamecocks.
It's no secret that the name which will surface during any South Carolina game is Todd Ellis. Last year, he had close to 3,000 yards in total offense. The program began in 1892. They have been to 6 postseason bowl games, the last being the Gator Bowl in 1984. This year, Joe Morrison is in his 5th season at the Gamecock helm. His offense is based on the run and shoot behind his All-America candidate, Todd Ellis. That offensive scheme is complemented by Harold Green, who is the mainstay of the running game. Downfield, Ryan Bethea has hands of glue. Last year, he was on the receiving end of 5 touchdown passes. With Ellis, Green, and Bethea, Sterling Sharp is icing on the cake. Critics say he may be the most versatile back in the country. Defensively, the Gamecocks come up with the big plays and capitalize on their opponent's mistakes. This matchup should test all aspects of the Pirate attack and will be a good win for East Carolina to earn.
Pretty warm afternoon, it turns out. A little cool this morning, but if you needed to be cooled off after that game, the guys are making a habit out of throwing that thing all over you.
Well, they are. One of them told me today after I got doused, he said, well, Coach, you must be feeling like Bill Parcells. I said, let me tell you, I got something Bill Parcells doesn't have. I got a bunch of great guys on this football team.
Boy, I tell you, that's great, you know, and I'm sure you'll take some of that 4 or 5 more times this year.
I'll get doused no matter what the weather is. I'll take those for every time we get a win. And there's just a great group of young men who again, Lee, that I think coaches and players have really given a great response and matured a great deal, and that's why we won another ball game today.
Don't forget Frank Gardinian, the coach, on Tuesday nights, WDLX Radio. Call in and tell the coach how much you think of the Pirates. We'll see you next week back here. We're going to talk about another win over the South Carolina Gamecocks. See you then on the Art Baker Show.